Welcome to New Romney. This is our investigation at Plantagenet House.
The building has been here for 700 years. We've commissioned 3 expensive reports which have been carried out by acknowledged professionals in their field, whether that be in archaeology from the University College London, the Institute of Archaeology, or written history in the form of an academic from the University of Kent at Canterbury, Dr. Gillian Draper, or someone far more advanced in the technical field of historic analysis. By that I mean tree ring analysis. It's a very new field which has been undertaken by Tree Ring Services based in Surrey. The result of all of that has been to transform the history of the house in its known form, from simply being labelled medieval way back in 1952 when it was first listed, to being the home of several medieval priors and masters of a long lost hospital, a place of hospitality for the poor, the needy and the troubled, weary traveller. Way back in the mists of time, to the beginning of the 14th century, to the era of Edward II Plantagenet, the Battle of Flodden and the collapse of the said King Edward when he returned fire with the Scots in around about 1308. Such is the history of this place that it goes back that many decades. That is 20 odd generations. 20, think of that, just 20 generations of people have come and gone, lived and loved, perished and been born under this roof.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So we've gone from the era of a fire on the floor with smoke going through a hole in the roof before chimneys were invented, through to the days of Queen Elizabeth and the Enlightenment of the Tudor era, when that stack was put in, built so big and with so little understanding of the dynamics of fires that the thing would catch fire by necessity of its design, because the base is too far wide as a relation to the top of the stack. So far technology has moved from that era. So that takes us from the Battle of Bosworth way through to the Victorian era, to a time when I know nothing more of the history of the building, because that is such a difficult and detailed area of research. So that's the background of the building.
Well, we moved here about just over 10 years ago, and the first thing I noticed was I'd wake up and there'd be somebody leaning over me, which initially scared out of me. And I also used to see the same young man, because he was a young man, greasy hair. I put him in his early 20s. And he also used to stand in the corner of my bedroom, looking out of the window. And he became quite a regular presence for some, over a period of about 18 months, 2 years. Anyway, when we had some people round to do an investigation like yourselves, it turned out his name was Gilbert, and he was a shepherd's boy who had some connection with the house, we're not too sure what. And he died of the ague, apparently. So that was number 1. And I'm not the only person who's felt, seen, experienced things in this house. People who used to live next door, their child used to talk to another young woman, and she used to yabber away to this young woman. And one Sunday afternoon they walked to the church, and they entered the church, and her father, our ex-neighbour, went and saw the bell ringers upstairs in the belfry, and the little child was talking about this woman she'd been talking to, and, I've been talking to Marge. And apparently one of the bell ringers knew of this Marge. He said, we know Marge, she's quite well known in this town.
Right.
Because this is quite an old town, and some people have lived here all their lives. Other people have seen and heard children playing on the stairs. Before I moved here, I hadn't experienced much
Okay.
in the way of just the odd. But here it can get too much. So this is why we invited you round to see if you could experience some of what we have.
Right. Okay. What's the button? Right. Ready?
Yes.
I will signal.
Okay. It's my first solo vigil. Never done one before. Wanted to, but not had the opportunity, so have now. We're at Plantagenet house in New Romney. And I must admit I do feel a little bit apprehensive, but got the voice recorder and a torch if I need them. Who knows, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But right now feels, I suppose, fine up here. Empty room, you know, just me solitary in a room, but fine. Just going to sit and wait and see if anything happens at all. Don't know how I'll react on my own, but we'll see.
He now knows we're off.
They're actually doing a séance downstairs in conjunction with me being up here, and they're in the front room, which is like the living room stroke kitchen. So they're going to be asking out for things to happen up here too.
If there's anybody here, you'll know Malcolm and Janet. You may also know my friends that are here with them. They've been here before, I haven't. Would it be possible for anybody to make themselves known so that I could experience what they've experienced before? Can you make something happen that we can all witness?
Don't be shy if there is anybody here to make their presence known to me. That's absolutely fine. I'll try to react in a good way and not get scared. I totally respect you, and I'll ask the same of me. Please respect me.
We're here in this room.
Upstairs.
No.
It's kitchen. Okay.
Our friend Graham, who's been here before, is up on the top floor in the attic. If anybody is here and can hear me, feel free to go and visit him. If you don't want to help us, if you don't want to do anything for us, maybe go and see him.
For the purposes of Ian's camera, there seems to be illuminations on the walls, so I think there's probably something further along the room that's flashing.
Maybe all of us sitting here is a bit intimidating for you. He's up there on his own. We mean you no harm, neither does he. But if you're happier, just with the one, go and see him and see if you can let him know you're there.
Is there anybody here? like to make your presence known to me, please. Please come up and see me. I'm interested in you. Knowing more about you.
Do you have a message for anybody here? Is there anything you want us to know?
Rather oddly, I absolutely don't know why, but my right hand is burning, not on the palm, but on the top. It's like a little bit of a hotness. Strange. Suddenly come on, no idea why. Just thought I'd share.
Is there anybody here from this building's past? Anybody who used to live here? What do you think about it now? Malcolm and Janet doing a good job looking after the place?
What was that?
I heard a sigh.
Sounded vocal.
You did.
If I can repeat it, it sounded like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, really quiet. Hoping, kind of, that at least something will happen. Really just sort of gauge my reaction to it, knowing I'm on my own. Really don't know how I'd be, to be honest. It's different when you're in a group.
Or did we just hear that? The bike outside, the car.
Don't know.
No, it sounded more vocal.
Sounded like it was in here.
Behind you in the corner with the fireplace.
Hmm.
Did somebody make that noise? Feel free to do it again.
Is there anybody here? Do you want to walk towards me? Make a noise on something in the room? Please? Now, I think there was a noise then. It was very, very faint. It was kind of like a t-t from in front of me and to the right, I think. If that was somebody that made a noise, please can you do it again?
I don't know what
I did hear it, but it wasn't me.
Was that anybody's tummy?
It wasn't mine.
Wasn't mine.
Wasn't mine either.
No.
I didn't hear it, to be honest, because I was talking.
What direction was it?
It came from
Kind of the middle.
sort of middle of the room
Wasn't Janet.
towards Janet,
Wasn't
maybe
you,
from the
Janet?
kitchen, but it was more of a...
Yeah, it was that.
It was, wasn't
Did
it?
you hear that, Janet?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it sounded again in here, it wasn't outside.
No, it wasn't. It was in here. It was in
It
front
sounded
of
It
me.
like
sounded
my...
quite central.
It sounded like my dog.
It's so dog-like. I've got
It's
a
sort of
dog
like-
next door.
No.
And that was me for the camera and the recording.
The house that side is empty
Right.
at the moment. Williams is down. Oh no, John has a dog, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's if that's what it was.
I don't think
But-
so.
Mind you, there's a 3 foot thick wall between us and them, which is nice.
Mm.
That was definitely a noise. It was kind of like a... It was kind of like the stairs, I would say, here. There's a set of stairs that just run down. sort of curve round, they're very steep. That was outside, unfortunately. If that was you that made a noise, it was very, very quiet. You could do something a bit louder, please.
It's got a vibration under my chair as you were saying that. Just so you know.
Okay.
Not somebody walked behind me and just I felt it through the floor and up the chair legs.
All right.
Yeah. Just to thought I'd better tell you there and then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Can you move any of these books? There's a whole pile of books down here. Do you want to perhaps move one? Or move the bed that's in front of me? Walk up the stairs? Knock on something? It have to be really loud though. Please.
Possibility.
Can you say something to us that we can hear? Or that perhaps our recordings can pick up? If we have described you and your occupation and the site that you actually were teaching at the other end of the town, if you're connected to this building in that way, perhaps if you can tell us your name or something about yourself that we don't know already. Hopefully this recording equipment can pick it up if I don't hear it myself, or if nobody else hears it in this room. Or can you do something else to let us know you are here with us? Were you moving about by Ian? He described a vibration in the floorboards as though someone was moving about near him.
There was 2 clicks from down there then. Which is a bit odd because I did ask for the books to be moved and it is in the same area. It was like a... don't know what that was. Hope the camera's picked it up. That was you that just made the noises by the books. Please could you do it again, but much louder please.
We're at 34 minutes.
I'll stop then.
It's about right, isn't it?
Have a pause, shall we?
This will be funny when I watch this bit on the video. Ready?
Okay, shall I switch the torch on?
I'm going to do the
Lights.
video and it make
Yeah.
it jump.
Go on.
I was picking up a bottle tracks if you're ready.
What was it?
Called Eliza.
Okay, Graham.
We're going to have a stop now. Come down if you like. Can you bring my camera with you? Thanks. Bye.
Yep, okay, coming.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well you had that, that's it. Enjoyed that. Anything happen? Not sure really, I don't think so. The noises were just so tiny that they really could have been like house noises, so thanks, I enjoyed it.